What's life like after a book release? Stick around to find out. Hey all, and welcome to my vlog. My name is Erin, and this is life after a book release. Heart and Soul has been out for a month now, and it has been a long, beautiful, and exhausting journey. I'm going to take you through a bit of the process so that you have some context, the highs and the lows of this journey. We're going to talk about what life is like post-book release and how you can make things better for yours. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell so you always know when a new video is uploaded. If you haven't released a book yet, here are a few of the things that are going to be happening after you finish your first draft. Number 1, critique rounds. You're submitting your story to a critique partner or a professional critiquer so you can get valuable feedback on your story, structures, plots, and characters. Number 2, beta rounds. You're giving your story to as many beta readers as you can so that you can get a varied opinion on what's working and what isn't. Number 3, developmental edits. You're submitting your story to a professional editor to get thorough and experienced feedback on your story. Number 4, line edits. You're submitting to a professional who will assist you with the flow of your words. Number 5, copy edits. You are submitting to, yet again, another professional. They're going to help you with your spelling, punctuation, and grammar. And number 6, formatting and cover design. You need a cover, you need it formatted, and you need your interior formatted so that when you are submitting to all the publication platforms, it's going to look like an actual book. All of these things come with deadlines, and many of them need to be booked months in advance. If there are professionals that you want to work with, contact them well before your publication date so that you can get an idea of their schedule and book your slot. Don't be trying to rush through all of these because you will not be having a good time if you do. Here's what went really well with my process. The first is my critique partners, Jenna and Kat, who were absolute gems, and without them, I absolutely would have gone squirrely through all of this. They helped with pretty much every aspect of my book, and if you do not have a critique partner that you adore the crap out of, you are missing out. A good partner is worth their weight in gold, and these ladies proved that over and over again. Then there was my artist, Odette, who did not only this amazing cover art, but also all of my character art, and let me tell you, those are an incredible mood booster when parts of this process are frustrating you. Having a cover that is beautiful and you get heart eyes over is absolutely essential. Here's what went less well. So the original company that I had hired to do my book formatting got less and less communicative as time went on and basically left me on red from October onwards. I ended up having to hire a new company and do the final corrections and tweaks 2 weeks before the book's release. As you can imagine, this was massively stressful, and I was a giant ball of nerves leading up to my release. At that time, I was still trying to get in contact with the original company, but when I finally accepted that they were just not going to answer, I went ahead and hired a new company, Demonza, if you were wondering, and they were amazing. They totally saved my butt. They were super fast, super professional. I just explained the situation, and I got everything I needed in time to order a final proof. So how do I feel now? Honestly, kind of weird. I didn't have this experience with my first 2 books because there was still so much that I did not know, and consequently, their releases were a lot lower effort. The Heart and Soul release was considerably more demanding than my first 2 releases, and even when I wasn't actively doing things with this book, it was constantly on my mind. It was also really difficult to get pretty much anything else done. When I wrote the first draft of Heart and Soul, there were no deadlines, there was no pressure, and there weren't the same things taking up my time as later on in the release. So when I would get to try and work on the second book in the series, it was kind of like I would get 10 minutes in and something would pop up with the first book, and then I would have to set aside the second one to deal with that. It was kind of like if you were trying to cook dinner, but your child wanted attention, and you had to deal with that child, and it's not a bad thing. It was just a very different experience between all of my books. In the weeks since the release, it's been a lot harder to focus on my platform than I was anticipating. My energy from all of that process is very depleted, and I know it's considered pretty bad to go on hiatus after you've released a book, but my God, was the temptation there. I did manage to avoid succumbing to that temptation because I had the HAS challenge going on Instagram for the entire month, and I had the last couple street team challenges that all kept me focused. I don't have any plans to go on a hiatus, but I am going to be trying to kind of shuffle around my schedule so that I'm able to get a little bit more rest. Being stuck in the pre-release mindset for so long 100% requires adjustment when all of that just stops. You have to figure out a new normal, adapt to a new schedule, and that can take some time. Releasing a book can be so deeply exhausting in a way that you don't really understand prior to the release because everything is still up to here. But once that's over, you're just like, oh, I've been running on empty for a long while now. You're pouring huge quantities of time and energy into a very long-term project, and there's not always time to take the breaks that you might need as you get closer to the release day. It's sort of like a weird liminal space where you can kind of consider yourself like a roller coaster. You are on a track, you're navigating the dips and challenges and all the bright points, and then suddenly you're out of track. It's okay to roll to a stop, it's okay to change directions. You've completed an absolutely massive undertaking, and it is totally normal to sit there and be like, well, what the fuck now? The important thing is to make sure that you are taking care of yourself, giving yourself a rest period so that you can start picking up steam for the next phase of your journey. Here's my personal advice for how to deal with all of the feelings that are gonna be coming with a book release. Number 1, accept the lack of control, but also plan for it. There are always going to be factors that are completely outside of your control. A lot of the stages of writing and publication are heavily reliant on other people. Plan extra time where you can. I was not anticipating the crisis with my book cover and my interior, and I thought that I had planned enough time. I should have had enough time, but things change. The more time you can allow to accommodate events and crises, the better. Number 2, surround yourself with people that you can count on. I made so many wonderful friends through this entire process, and I deepened other friendships. Having other writers or creatives in your corner who understand the work and the emotions and the stress that goes along with this is going to be invaluable. Build yourself a community as early on as you can because the chances are pretty high that you're going to need them. Number 3, have something fun waiting for you. For me, those fun things were the HIS challenge because I got to interact with people who had read and loved my story, and also my whips that were patiently waiting for me to have time for them again. I haven't written a ton yet, but my whips are coming along nicely, and I am super excited to get back into the swing of more full-time writing. If you have a release coming up, I hope it goes super smooth for you, and if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. So that is all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. My contemporary romance novel, Heart and Soul, is available now in ebook and paperback. You can check out the first 3 chapters for free on my website. All the relevant links will be in the description below. There's also my other 2 books, Olympian Confessions, Hades and Persephone, and Olympian Confessions, Hera, both of which are available in ebook and paperback. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe if you'd like to be notified as soon as I upload, then ring that bell. All my social media links will be in the description below, and I will see you all next week with another video. Bye! Say hello. Oh, look at how cute you are. Coming to visit. Okay.